everyone. It's been a while since there's been a video. It is the 4th time that I have recorded this exact same video, which tells you one thing. This video is probably going to be very vulnerable for me, go very deep, and I've recorded it 4 times because every time I rewatch it, it scares the heck out of me. So it's probably a good one, I think. Last you saw me, I was doing Vlogmas, and then on the community tab of my YouTube channel, I wrote that I needed to take a little break for my health, I guess, and I didn't get too much into it, but today we are going to talk about why I needed that health break. Basically, while I was on that break, I started making this video where I was going to explain the whole reason why. And then I went on this tangent that I wasn't thinking that I was going to go on. And then once I was like 30 minutes into that tangent, I was like, whoa, there is clearly a lot of things going on in my brain right now. And I think I need to take a second to sort that out and to maybe make another video explaining it better. Because anyone who isn't me listening to that would not understand what the heck I'm talking about. So I decided to remake the video kind of more structured, but still as hopefully raw and vulnerable as the last one was. How I want to explain it is basically as a 3-part video. The first part is going to be about the past of this channel, why I started YouTube. The second part is going to be about what my channel became after a couple of years of making videos and why it became that. And the third part is going to be about what this channel is going to be moving forward. So basically you can think of it as like past, present, future. So when I first started YouTube, my goal with it was to document myself getting off of birth control. The reason why was because I was getting off of birth control. I had no support system around me. I was planning on using the fertility awareness method to prevent pregnancy, and basically everyone thought I was crazy and that it wouldn't work, and yeah, I just didn't have much support. Nobody who really understood why I was doing this, or no one who really believed that it would actually work. When I went off of birth control, or when I was thinking of going off of it, I was looking up on YouTube for like trying to find somebody who maybe went through the same experience, somebody that I could relate to, so I could kind of know better what to expect from all of it, and I couldn't find that. So because of that, I decided to document it on YouTube. It was really, really fun, but the videos were really trash. And obviously talking about 1, periods, number 2, birth control, number 3, like women's health and everything, all those things were kind of like taboo. I don't feel like a lot of people talk about those things online. Maybe like of course there are some, but just like I guess regular people like me to just go on YouTube and start talking about that, it's not really like common. That on top of the fact that the videos were pretty bad. Like I didn't have a mic, I didn't know how to talk to the camera, I didn't know how to edit, so there was a lot of just awkward silence in my videos and a lot of moments of me going like that. So because of all those reasons, my videos were pretty bad. Not saying that this is amazing quality either. I normally don't like making videos of me just talking to the camera, but I feel like it's needed right now. So anyways, because of those 2 reasons, the fact that women's health and periods and stuff is very taboo, and also the fact that they were really bad, I felt very like ashamed and embarrassed of those videos. People I knew started finding my channel and stuff, and I was really embarrassed, so I decided to switch away from that. I was also at the time traveling a lot. Basically, part 2 of this is how I got into the whole travel content thing, and basically what happened is that I decided to kind of cover up that part of me that like talking about women's health and everything. And I decided to start making the videos about the other thing that I was doing a lot of, which was traveling. And travel for me is this thing that I never talked about when I was making my videos about travel, is that travel was like an escape for me. Basically at home, it wasn't that I was unhappy with my life, but I lived in a first world country. I do live in a first world country. I live close to the city. Everything is very fast paced. Everything is very gray. Everything is very clear cut in terms of like buildings and everything. It is a very, in my opinion, depressing place to be. I've never really fit into the city life. I've never really fit into the fast-paced life either. It's led to a lot of problems, especially me as a teenager trying to understand that. And so my way to reconnect to myself and to slow down and to witness nature, I guess, like take enough time to witness nature and the cycles of nature, I would go south a lot. Guatemala, Colombia, Costa Rica, Cuba, Mexico. Anyways, I would go south a lot, and it was kind of my way to escape this reality and give myself the time to slow down and to reconnect to myself. Like I said, I struggled a lot with my mental health. I struggled a lot also with like coping mechanisms, more as a teenager, I would say, but basically that my travel was always rooted in that. It was always rooted in, how do I escape this? The more I started to share that part of my life on social media and on YouTube and Instagram, you know, everyone seemed really, really interested in that. People, when they saw me, would be like, oh, like, where are you traveling to next? And like, how have your travels been? And I don't know, everyone seemed really interested in me as a person, because I don't know, I guess travel is interesting. But the more I was doing it, the more I felt like I don't want my life to just be this series of me escaping my reality so that I could feel connected to myself. In my actual everyday life, I think that I started to find ways to feel, or to try to find more ways where I felt connected to me every day. And that came in different forms. It came from moving. Like right now we live by the water and we live in a really quiet neighborhood, in the sense that when I get out of my car, when I drive home and I just step outside, it's so quiet. Like you can't hear cars, you can't hear people. It's so beautiful. Another way I found peace in my everyday life is also like in my relationship, and just learning how to slow down, reconnecting to like even as simple as food and like cooking more, learning new things like baking my own bread, or even sewing my own clothing or sewing quilts. Like all these little things or all these little moments help me reconnect with myself. And then it also kind of helped me learn to listen to my intuition and to what I actually need, and just hear that voice inside of me that I think I was neglecting or just like silencing for so long. I decided to start working less so that I can be more of a homebody and fulfill my life's dream of being a stay-at-home wife and stay-at-home mom. Although I'm obviously not a stay-at-home mom yet. I don't have kids and I'm not a stay-at-home wife. I still work and I'm not married. But just to take more steps in that direction, I guess, of being at home. The more I did that, I started to realize that every time I ended up traveling, whether it was being on the road in my Prius or traveling by plane to different countries, the more I realized that every time I left, I wanted nothing more than to be home. I think that in 2022, the more I observed that in myself, the more I realized that I was changing and that this just wasn't what was lighting me up anymore. Like the travel, I realized it was more of a front. It was more because I didn't want to share the things that I was going through, my struggles. I didn't want to share anything that made me feel anything. I didn't want to share it because social media is a really scary place. People already say really mean things to me on social media, and I don't even have a great amount of followers or subscribers or anything. So I was like a little scared, I guess. I think I'm still scared to share anything that really has any meaning to me. But I guess now, for some reason, I just have this pull towards being more vulnerable, being more authentic, and like actually sharing my home life, my everyday life, my dreams, my passions, sharing my struggles too, and kind of just moving away from that front of travel. If I want to continue making content that actually aligns with me, like I don't want to have to keep traveling and feeling crappy every time I travel just to make content. So basically what I'm saying is I'm trying to get back to, moving forward, to that girl who started making YouTube videos, I guess, the one who started making them about things that she was actually going through, like going off of birth control. And it seems like the thing that always has interested me the most when it comes to making content and talking to people has always been anything and everything related to womanhood. And I think that traveling, everything connects back to womanhood. I'll just get to that point first. Like going off of birth control, I think was the first step into me becoming a woman, because your hormones change, and I changed as a person because your hormones are who you are, you know? And then when I was traveling, I feel like when I went south and I was able to reconnect to like nature and to the quietness and to cycles, like natural cycles in nature, obviously. When I was able to reconnect to the part of me that moved slower, the part of me that was more intentional, the part of me that was like part of nature, I guess, it I feel like it pushed me to see myself differently, to be different, to see myself as like a sacred part of nature, as an intricate part of nature. Does that make sense? It's so complex, and in every single video, I feel like I struggle to express how my travels changed me, but I think it's just like in observing and in observing nature and in silencing yourself and slowing down so much that suddenly everything just becomes really, really clear to you. Like, it just becomes so clear how you are part of nature, and how by living so fast and so out of sync, I guess, with nature, it just brings you down. And living in that kind of society, it, for me especially, I don't know, maybe other people don't feel that as much, but it made me feel like my soul was dying all the time. If you guys, especially women, know what I mean by any of this, please feel free to comment and put it in your own words, express it in your own words, because I feel like it's something that we're all collectively feeling, but that we're just lacking the words to like express to each other. Moving forward now, I'm finding different ways to like slow down and to tune back into myself and the woman that I always knew I was and that I wanted to be. And that comes with its own inherent challenges, especially physically. I think that the spiritual kind of like mindset evolution has been happening for many years now. It's been happening since, I would say, 2018. So yeah, we're looking at 4 years. So that has taken 4 years, but I feel like my physical body hasn't caught up yet. My physical body is still very much struggling, whether that has to do with like veganism and why I quit veganism and how I feel about that, or whether that has to be with like recuperating from the birth control pill, or my hormonal well-being, or there's just so much that I feel like my physical being, my physical vessel is still trying to catch up on, and I'm struggling with that. And I think that that's the journey that I want to share from now on. Is kind of, I'm like getting a picture in my brain that I feel like is finally portraying what I'm trying to say properly. Let's say like if I close my eyes, I'm in like a beautiful forest with green, like lush greenery, and there's birds like singing, and the sun's beating down, and everything feels amazing, and like my mind spiritually is there. I feel like I've come a long way in my mindset and how I think about things and how I relate to nature, but my body is slow, and it's lethargic, and it's aching, and there's just so much like pain that I'm carrying in my body still from that fast-paced society and from all of the bullshit, to be quite frank, that is thrown at us, especially as women, from all directions, whether it's birth control or cosmetics or everyday things like our food and what we put our food in, like the plastics. And all I'm saying is that there's all this bullshit being thrown at us, especially in a fast-paced society where we have no connection to our intuition. That's been like severed from us, and we don't know anymore how to distinguish what's right from wrong for us personally, and we're being taken advantage of. Our feelings are being taken advantage of, our empathy is being taken advantage of. And now in order for our physical vessel to like heal from all that, it takes so much time, and it's a really big struggle. And that's what I want to share, I think, on my platform right now, is just where I'm at with that. And I want to be able to evolve and still document myself evolving no matter what stage of life I'm in. I don't want to just like only make YouTube videos about travel, because travel isn't forever. I'm not always traveling. I don't even like traveling anymore. It's not something that's evergreen, and it doesn't light me up anymore. So I want to just be able to make content about where I'm at right now in the moment, and not like have to base it off of some niche. Like the whole niche thing has really bothered me, to be honest. So right now where I'm at is that my hormonal health is trash, and I'm trying to make it better. Like I'm trying to fix it. The reasons why is because I have now been going through recurrent miscarriages. I miscarried for the first time 1.5 years ago, or a little bit over that, when I wasn't trying to conceive. And I took that extremely hardly, like the miscarriage, because I've always wanted to be a mom, and like I'm with the partner that I want to have kids with. So the miscarriage was really, really hard on me. I did film some footage when that was happening. Never fully sure if I was going to share it publicly or not, but yeah, like I do want to share it because now I have had a second miscarriage recently. That was why I needed to have that little health break, was because I was pregnant and I miscarried. And yeah, I want to just share more about that. I want to share about what I'm doing to fix it. I want to talk about me stepping into womanhood, about that transition, not only like mentally, emotionally, spiritually, but also physically, and what that feels like and how hard it is. Maybe I haven't been fully honest while traveling with like what I was going through deep down. I think that vulnerability is scary, and it's especially hard on the internet, but I feel pulled to share it, maybe because I feel like we're lacking connection, or maybe just because as a woman I'm like hardwired for connection and to want to connect, and maybe it's something that I feel like is lacking in our society, that women are not as connected as we should be, whether that be because of this feeling of competition that's been ingrained in us, or whether it's just because we don't have time to slow down with each other anymore. I don't know what it is, but I have this pull to just share about it, and I think that's just like what I'm gonna do. So yeah, maybe I haven't been fully honest about what's been going on behind the scenes, but at the same time, whether it was me talking about birth control, or whether it was me traveling, or whether it's me now just talking to you guys about whatever the heck is happening in my life, I feel like it all relates back to one thing, and that's slowing down enough to be able to reach myself, to see myself, to feel my intuition, to reconnect to me and to nature, so that I can show up empowered as a woman, and so that I can share my gifts. I don't know, do you understand what I'm saying? Oh my god, my brain. I've recorded this video 4 times, guys. Anyways, hopefully this is the one that gets posted, because I don't know if I can handle recording a 5th video. Thank you guys so much for being here. The next videos I'm thinking about having out is my experience with my first miscarriage, my experience with my second miscarriage, what I'm doing to balance out my hormones now. Maybe I'll look into like my chart for the month, like a chart update. And then in the future, like I still want to vlog. I don't want to just do like sit down talks there. Like I love vlogging, so I want to make beautiful vlogs. One day if I'm a mother, I would love to make like videos about motherhood. I don't know, there's so much in my mind of things that I want to make, and I'm just excited for that to like come out of my brain and become something that I actually create for this platform. Maybe that'll be cooking, maybe that'll be arts, maybe that'll be like making a house a home, maybe that'll be relationships, maybe that'll be motherhood. But I think the word that encompasses all of it is womanhood. My channel is going to be about womanhood. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in a week from now. Mwah. Bye everyone.
You alright?